Today I got some new information for you guys about the new Soldier Specializations coming to the game with the Turning Tides DLC. Remember that all of the things that I'm gonna mention throughout this video could potentially be changed, as we are not getting nowhere near the final product and it is only CTE testing. If you want to try those perks out for yourself, I will leave down a pinned comment explaining all the things that you need to know about the upcoming CTE session that will take place next week, where those and the new maps will be available to play. Starting with the new assault specialization called Pilferer, or however else you're supposed to pronounce it, as its description says, melee kills will cause enemies drop important items related to their role. So I imagine something like, I knife the enemy support player and I get the ammo bag on the ground. However, I'm really wondering how it will work against classes like Assault. Let's imagine I knife the Assault player and what do I get? AT grenade? So I can detonate myself? Not really. What would be a cool idea though is that if I am Assault and I knife the Assault, I don't get any extra things dropped out of him, but instead I get my ammo and gadgets resupplied. Like in a way that I stole those from the guy that I just knifed. You get the idea though. For the medic, we got two new specializations, and first of them being called the Medic's Aura, which when equipped will heal the nearby teammates without the need to drop medkits or med pouches, but this effect will be blocked by the enemy suppression. I got to say it's a great idea for this specialization, especially considering the fact that now it will be even more practical to use the med pouches instead of big medkits, because you will still get the ability to heal multiple teammates at once. All you will have to do is just stay close to them. The specialization number 2, called the Reciprocity, when equipped, it will heal you when you are healing teammates. It's a fairly simple mechanic, but I'm just wondering if it will heal you in a moment when you drop a medkit or a med pouch, or when you are getting healing points, because let's suppose you could drop a medkit in between like 10 of your teammates that are sitting in one place and getting constantly damaged, and as you are getting healing points constantly, you could just run around the battlefield while getting healed all the time, so you wouldn't even need to pay attention to the incoming damage. I don't suppose it's going to be that powerful, but at this point I'm just wondering, because we will see it on Monday. The first of the two new specializations for the support is called the Mobile Arsenal, and it works exactly the same as the medic specialization called Medic's Aura, so that you basically resupply your teammates while standing next to them, and there is no need to drop multiple ammo pouches. However, as with the Medic's Aura perk, it is also blocked by the enemy suppression. The second perk for the support, called the Preservance, will increase your walking speed and the explosive resistance while using the range. Keep in mind, it will only increase the walking speed, not the sprint speed, so there is no need to worry about some unbalanced thing added to the game. It is only added to give you the ability to repair the tank while it is moving. It's not going to make a Usain Bolt out of the support class, because once you press shift, there is nothing extra for you. Moving on to the scout class, the first perk, called the Ripple, will reveal enemies' positions on the minimap if you manage to headshot a guy next to them. Pretty simple mechanic, I don't really see much use for it, but some people might like it. As for the second specialization, which is called Deft Recon, it will periodically highlight nearby enemies on the minimap. And I've seen tons of people concerned about this perk, whether this is Reddit or anywhere else where Battlefield community is. It's really not that big of a deal, because if you think about it, this perk will probably work in a hearing distance. So you would normally hear this guy in your headset and you would know about him anyway. There are way better perks to pick for the Recon class, and pretty much the only people that could benefit from this perk are the ones who play on speakers. But they would be surprised that there even are footsteps in this game, so let's move on to the next class. And you're probably thinking, which class? You've already talked about all 4 classes that are available in this game, and surprise surprise, DICE has added specializations for both tanker and pilot. And so starting with the tanker class, the first specialization is called critical cover, and it automatically deploys smoke screen when your vehicle gets disabled. I'm really curious if this specialization will also work in vehicles that don't have the smoke screen as their gadget. Because if yes, then it will be a very viable option to go with, but if not, well, I can get the exact same result by pressing 3 in the moment when I get disabled. The second specialization, called the convoy, will automatically repair nearby vehicles when you are self-repairing. As for the pilot perks, those are also very interesting. The first one, called Safe Bail, will automatically deploy a spot flare when you decide to exit the plane, so that you can spot the enemies below you in a place where you are most likely going to land. The second perk is called Cloud Cover, and it will reduce the time that you are spotted for by 50%. You might be thinking that it's really not that big of a deal if you are spotted or not, everyone can see you flying in the air anyway, but trust me, it is especially important during dogfight, because if you are spotted on the minimap and your enemy isn't, it will be a lot harder for you to take him out if you are equal in skill. And that's all we currently know about the new specializations coming with the Turning Tides DLC. I'm really curious what the second specialization for the Assault will be, since we have no info about it yet as it is not developed, but it will be interesting to see it. Especially considering the fact that, surprisingly, all of the other specializations that we talked about today actually make a lot of sense and will be useful. Comparing them to the previous ones that were added to the game, those seem a lot better on paper. We will see how they play out in action during the Monday CTE session, but I think they're gonna be good. Let me know down in the comments what do you think about those new specializations, are you hyped for them, or maybe you're not. And as always guys, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I see you on the battlefield.